Let me be brutally honest with you. If you're a student or a working professional, you are not special, you are not ahead, and you are definitely not safe. If that hurts, good, because comfort is the most expensive drug you're addicted to. You wake up, you follow a routine someone else designed, you chase grades, salaries, promotions, and you call it progress. It's not. It's slow surrender. Let's start with you, the student, the one who thinks they have it all figured out. You've been sold a story, a comfortable lie you've wrapped yourself in like a security blanket, and I'm here to rip it away. You think studying hard makes you smart. You pull all-nighters, fueled by caffeine and desperation, highlighting every single line until the page glows yellow. You believe the sheer volume of hours you pour into those books is a badge of honor, a direct measure of your intellect. It doesn't. That's not studying. That's intellectual manual labor. It's the illusion of progress. You're not learning, you're memorizing. You're not understanding, you're pattern matching for an exam. True intelligence is about connection, application, and challenging the material, not just absorbing it like a sponge. You think your marks equal intelligence, that an A on a paper makes you a genius and a C makes you a failure. You chase these letters like a drug, craving the validation they provide. They don't. Your grades are not a measure of your mind, they are a measure of your compliance. They prove you were good at one thing, giving the system exactly what it wanted. You regurgitated the approved answers, you followed the rubric, you colored inside the lines. Congratulations, you're a great employee in training. And this leads to the biggest lie of all. You think once you get that degree, once you get placed in that first job, life is set. You've made it. The finish line is crossed. That belief alone will cost you decades. It's the most dangerous trap you will ever fall into. That job isn't the finish line. It's the starting line for a 40-year marathon on a hamster wheel. It's where your real education is supposed to begin, but instead, it's where your ambition goes to die. Because nobody told you the brutal truth. Nobody had the guts to look you in the eye and say this: the education system does not reward thinkers. It doesn't want innovators, disruptors, or rebels. It rewards obedience. It's an assembly line for the status quo. For 16 years, you are meticulously trained to follow instructions without question, seek validation from authority figures, and fear mistakes as if they are fatal. But you are never, ever trained to build assets that work for you, take calculated risks for asymmetric rewards, or control your own financial destiny. And after all this, you proudly look at the world and say,
I'm still studying.
No, you are not studying. You are hiding. You are using the excuse of education to postpone the terrifying, messy, and beautiful chaos of real life. You are still delaying reality. All right, let's talk about the 9-to-5ers, the corporate climbers, the working professionals. If you're one of them, listen closely, because this part is designed to sting. It's a direct attack on the story you tell yourself every single day. You wear your job title like a badge of honor. It's not just what you do, it's who you are. You've fused your identity so tightly with your employer that you can't see where one ends and the other begins. You rush to update your LinkedIn profile the second you get a promotion. You introduce yourself at parties not by your name, but by your title and the company you work for, as if that's the most interesting thing about you.
You say things like,
I work for a Fortune 500 company.
I just got a 4% raise.
I finally got promoted to senior manager.
You celebrate these tiny, incremental wins as if you've conquered the world. A slightly better title. A cost of living adjustment disguised as a merit raise. A corner office with the same soul-crushing view. These are the breadcrumbs they toss you to keep you running on their hamster wheel, and you gobble them up. But let me ask you something uncomfortable, a question that will cut through the corporate jargon and the fake sense of accomplishment. If your salary, your only source of income, stopped tomorrow for just 6 months, how long before the panic starts? Not just concern. I mean real gut-wrenching, wake up in a cold sweat panic. A month? 3 weeks? Are you already sweating just thinking about it? Exactly. The silence is your answer. That feeling, that cold dread in the pit of your stomach, proves one thing. You don't have a career. A career implies ownership, leverage, and freedom. You have a dependency, a fragile, dangerous dependency on a single source of income that can be severed at any moment, for any reason. Your boss, your company, they don't just employ you, they own you. They control your time. They dictate when you wake up, when you eat lunch, when you can take a vacation, and when you go home to your family. Your life is scheduled in 30-minute Outlook calendar blocks. They control your income. They decide exactly what you are worth, down to the last cent. And you have to beg for a raise that doesn't even keep up with inflation. They control your confidence. Your sense of self-worth is tied to their performance reviews, their praise, their validation. You live in a constant state of low-grade anxiety, hoping you're doing a good enough job to not get fired in the next round of layoffs. And the most insidious part? You call this stability. You call this security. You've been conditioned to believe that this leash they have around your neck is a safety net. It's not stability. It's a golden cage. It's comfortable, it's predictable, and it's slowly killing your ambition, your freedom, and your soul. You're not building a life. You're renting it, one paycheck at a time, from a landlord who can evict you without notice. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. Students are broke, but hopeful. Employees are paid, but afraid. Both are stuck in the same trap. Linear income. Linear thinking. Linear life. You trade time for money. And time is the only thing you never get back. And the worst part? You're busy. So you feel productive. Busy people don't build empires. Focused people do. Let's get one thing straight. Right here, right now. If this conversation is already making your skin crawl, if you feel that familiar knot tightening in your stomach, if you're getting angry, defensive, or just deeply uncomfortable, good. That feeling isn't weakness. Don't you dare call it weakness. That's a signal, a fire alarm screaming inside your soul that something is fundamentally wrong. That feeling is pain, raw, unprocessed, and entirely justified pain. It's the pain of being a square peg hammered into a round hole day after day. It's the ache of a promise that was sold to you, a promise that turned out to be a lie. And you have every right to be furious about it, because this pain is not your fault. Let's rewind the tape. Who was supposed to teach you how to navigate this? Your parents? They loved you, sure, but they were products of a different time, fed a different set of rules. They taught you what they knew. Get a good job, keep your head down, be grateful. They couldn't give you a map for a world they didn't understand themselves. They were given an outdated atlas and told it was the gospel. What about your teachers? Your school system? Their job wasn't to build warriors, it was to build workers, to train you for compliance, to teach you how to memorize, regurgitate, and fit neatly into a standardized box. They weren't equipped or incentivized to teach you how to question the box itself. They were cogs in the same machine, just a few years ahead of you. And your company? Your boss? Let's be brutally honest. They don't benefit from your awakening. An awakened employee is a dangerous employee. You might ask for more. You might challenge the status quo. You might, God forbid, leave. Your compliance is their profitability. Your exhaustion is their asset. They need you sedated, not activated. So you did what you were told. You followed the path of least resistance because it was the only one illuminated. You played a game where the rules were designed for you to lose, or at best, break even. So no, you are not lazy. Laziness is a myth created to shame you into productivity. You are not stupid. You're a genius who's been trying to solve a calculus problem with a first-grade multiplication table. You were never given the full map. In fact, you were given a deliberately incomplete one with all the escape routes, all the shortcuts, and all the scenic detours ripped out. You were set up to get lost. And the anger you feel? That's you, finally realizing you've been holding a torn page. But here's where responsibility begins. Once you see the trap, staying inside it becomes a choice. From today onward, ignorance is not your problem. Inaction is. You don't need motivation. You need clarity and systems. Because motivation fades, discipline stays, systems compound. There are two types of people. Consumers, spend first. Save what's left, invest later. Builders, pay themselves first. Build assets quietly, let time work for them. Consumers look rich. Builders become rich. If all your income goes to rent, EMIs, lifestyle upgrades, impressing people who don't care, then your future is being silently sold. I won't give you fake motivation. Here's what actually works. Control expenses before chasing income. Build one asset before buying luxuries. Invest consistently, not emotionally. Upgrade skills that compound, not certificates. Think in decades, not weekends. Empire building is boring. That's why most people never do it. Let me leave you with this. Nobody is coming to save you. Not the government, not your company, not your degree. But that's not bad news. That's power. Because the moment you accept responsibility, you stop being a victim of the system and start becoming a builder within it. This channel is not here to motivate you. It's here to wake you up, teach you money systems, help you build something that outlives your salary. If that's the path you want, subscribe to MTM Wealthy. We don't chase comfort here.